Here.
Counselor Matthew?
Here.
Counselor Larson?
Here.
Counselor Keithley?
Here.
Mayor Swanson?
Here. We'll go over our 2017 proposed budget and start with the city council.
The city council budget really has not changed over the years. It's slightly less for next year just because we took down a little bit on the travel and training services. Those line items haven't been fully used in the past, so. So it's at $14,500.
Let's see, last year we used 14,116, so yeah, that should be good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, my budget is shrinking too.
Mayor's budget went down as well.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Not significantly. We just took $100 down from training services and a little bit for travel as well.
Right,
So it's $5,222.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
Administration budget increased about, not quite 15,000, but close to 15,000, mainly due to benefits, medical benefits.
Medical. Yeah.
Our premiums went up 29%, so our healthcare costs for that increased by almost 9,000.
But just for information, we are looking at other means.
Yes.
As
yeah,
far as.
we have
Right.
plans.
Right,
Yeah.
and last year too, you flew solo quite a bit last year, so that kept those numbers down a little bit too, I
Yes.
think, for us last year.
Yes, and this 2017 budget, this is like for the Medicare, this includes family coverage.
Right,
Because right now, we don't know if it's gonna be single coverage or family, so I did worst case scenario as far as the amounts.
sure.
So it's family coverage. Some of the other changes, postage went up a little. Some of our insurances went up a little.
I see that, yeah.
And training also increased slightly. And wages and salaries, that increased based on the past experiences of the 50-cent raises.
Right,
What office equipment is rented?
Our postage meter,
The postage meter, I was trying to think of that, yeah. Okay.
any questions on it?
I don't.
That's good.
The elections budget, there will be more elections in 2017, but we do have the expense of the software maintenance.
Oh,
Every
sure.
year, the county provides the maintenance for our
Okay.
machines, so we have to keep current with that.
Okay,
The finance budget, just a slight increase on that. Our printed forms, just up $100. The cost of our checks and things are going up. And then our accounting services for our audit, that increased $300.
okay,
So that total is $14,200.
okay.
And I see all the dues come underneath this also. Yeah.
Okay,
Our legal budget, that just decreased by $400 to $7,600. Nothing really new there, just our criminal and our non-criminal costs.
back in 2015, I think we budgeted because we were going to codify the
Right, our ordinances,
ordinances, so.
so that was. The personnel budget, the personnel testing, we've been doing more testing with our part-time help when we implemented the drug testing policy, so that costs have gone up. So So that budget is $900 versus $600.
Is that for the summer help or for,
All the, yes, the
Every-
summer help,
okay,
street, beach, all
okay.
of those. Planning and zoning, that budget increased from 2016 of 1,000 to 1,500 just for planning and development. If you look and you can see that for this year, we had $7,000 of expenses that
Right,
was
yeah.
our capital improvement plan.
Yeah, the comprehensive plan that we
Yeah.
had to do.
And the France property location as well, having that surveyed, so. City Hall budget. That budget decreased.
How did you do that?
Little magic, no.
Well,
It's pretty standard. Our operating supplies, cleaning supplies, we really went down because there really hasn't been any expenses with that. The
it looks-
insurance,
yeah.
about the same.
I have a question about this. For
Yes.
this year, since we budgeted, it looks like a bit more than what we're going to use this year for City Hall. Could we roll into the capital buildings fund for the City Hall? Anything that's remaining at
that's
the end of the
remaining?
year?
Yes.
Do you think that's a good idea to do, or are we best off leaving it in general?
No, we can, this is only, the 2016 amount of actual is only, we still have 4 months left.
Right.
This is
Right,
only
yeah.
Right?
through the end of August.
Heating
so.
season.
Right, but if we're anywhere
But I
near
know
what
that
last year's ended up, we
departments
might have a
done that
little
in the
left.
past.
Yes, into, capital plans so that you have a little money
Right.
set away for your roof and whatever.
That would have to be designated at the end of the year by the council to say
Right.
we want to take any remaining funds.
Okay,
We can do that.
Okay.
The building inspector budget, same as last year. What we get in for building permit fees and stuff that we take it in as a revenue, it goes out as an expense. It's exactly the same, so.
in other words, he pretty much pays for himself, doesn't he?
Correct,
With this
except for
job
we do
here.
have the monthly consulting fee that we have to pay, that's $150 a month.
Do we ever consult him? Has there been
Yes.
months that we consult? Okay,
I talk to him
okay,
anytime people have questions and I
Okay.
have questions.
all right.
The animal control budget, that is significantly decreasing. The budget will be $525 for next year. Just because we'll be going with a different service provider.
Excellent.
Looks good.
Yep, looks very good. Yep.
So far, so good. Thank you, Diana. Reports from department heads? Public Works,
Nobody here.
nobody tonight. Fire and ambulance, hi Ted.
Nobody here.
Nobody here.
So far, so good. He spoke way too soon.
Oh no, oh no.
A lot going on over there right now. Of course, we've got the FG grant already. We've had them come in. People are fitting up for sizes. We've got stuff on order and moving forward with that. A lot of new people. And I gave you a heads up a couple months ago that we're gonna have some training. So, looks like the big one that's gonna be coming up is gonna be the EMS training. Right now, we have one person going to the EMT classes. 2 people that are probably gonna go through the EMR, first responder classes.
Okay,
Just giving you a heads up on that one right now. I don't know if you need a motion on that or not, but we're gonna move these people through those classes.
do we need a motion for this, Diana, to have them,
I would too.
okay them going through the training? Do you have some names for us, Ted?
I wish I could remember all the names from last night. I know Tracy Morgan's going through the EMT.
Are these,
Laura Peterson going through EMR, I believe.
okay,
And who was the other one? I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't.
Are they all from town here?
Yes.
Who's that
Okay.
new guy?
Brian?
Brian. How many you got going through training, Ted?
For EMS,
No, say your EMS, EMR, and that kind of stuff.
just 3 right now.
3.
Okay.
Can we do that as a bundled together motion?
At the 3 candidates up for training.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we allow the Buhl Fire Department to put so named people through their trainings for the EMT and EMR.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Abstain.
Thank you.
All right.
What's on top of that, we have a large number of people going through the firefighter 1 and firefighter 2, which we are hosting at our department right here. As of right now, I don't think we're gonna see any cost on that. There's a grant out there for that right now. That doesn't start until December, so if there's anything changes on that, we will let you guys know in November.
How many, when you say a lot, Ted, do you have any idea of the number?
I'm gonna say close to 10.
Oh, wow. That's terrific.
Yeah, we've just been talking last few nights, our numbers are up, and we actually are feeling really good. I mean, this time last year, we were kind of like, what are we doing? But right now, it's a real good feeling. We have some people that are coming up, and we still had another interview again last night. That I'm not sure, I have to check with you afterwards and see if they got the background check on that one already or not. So, but yeah, I mean, there's still people applying all over the place. So.
Well, that's great.
And the other thing I wanted to bring up is Josh brought up at the last meeting, I believe, putting a signage on the side of the ambulance.
Right.
With a,
Proud to serve Kinney and Great Scott.
yeah, nothing huge, just acknowledge they did give us donation to help support that ambulance, so we kind of like to move forward with that.
Yeah, we okayed it the last meeting.
Well, we thought we'd talk to these guys too and see how
Yeah,
they
that's
felt
right.
about it. So,
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
yeah,
Sounds excellent.
all right. Do we have an idea of cost on that?
Not yet. I don't see it being very expensive, to tell you the truth. We both have people that we know who do this type of work, and they're in the fire service as well, and we probably will get a very good discounted price on this.
So to make a motion, can you give us, we can set a higher bar than what you think it's gonna be,
Let's
just so
set
we
it
have.
at 750 for now, no higher than that. I don't think it's gonna be higher than that myself.
Okay.
So moved.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
abstain.
carried. And 1 abstention. All right.
The only other thing that we're doing is that 2017 grants are starting to roll, or 2016 grants are starting to roll. We submitted those yesterday.
Okay.
We're grant ready to start working on. We got an email already today, so we're jumping through the hoops trying to get some closed doors on those.
Sounds great.
Oh,
Sounds
good,
great,
Ted.
Ted.
Very good, Ted.
Thank you. Engineering, John, are you gonna wait till later? Okay. Attorney, do you have anything for us tonight, Tom?
Nothing outside of what's already on the agenda.
Okay. Long-range planning and zoning.
Yeah, we're talking about it. We have absolutely nothing for
Right now.
next Tuesday or not, so she sent out notices to other people on planning and zoning. We are not going to hold a meeting for October.
Very good. Recreation Board they haven't met.
Not yet.
No, not this month, next week, yeah. Library Board is coming up, Vita, end of the month. And the Sheriff's Report.
September 2016 calls for Buhl. Total police calls year-to-date 780. There's 74 new calls in September. 49 of those are handled by Deputy Thorne, 25 by other hitting deputies. You have 52 other traffic stops, assists and such outside of the city. For a total of 109 calls. The only real calls in Buhl that were, I don't know if you heard rumblings of a robbery in front of the hideaway or not, but somebody called in that they were robbed. It didn't happen in town. They were picked up in Elwood or Gilbert, happened in a car. They were all known to each other, so it wasn't directly tied to Buhl. They just happened to get dropped off in Buhl. As soon as a vacant house on Grant location that apparently the person passed away. People have been taking stuff from there. Burglary at new bid in September, so
Oh, boy.
that's it for calls.
Bob, I got a question. You know, when we get these reports and that stuff, it has number of city of Buhl calls handled by assigned or other officers. The other officers, is it always deputy sheriff or is that Chisholm police too?
That's always deputy sheriff.
It's always deputy sheriffs, huh? Okay.
I mean, Chisholm might come into town to assist. but
Oh, okay.
If it's an actual call for service to the city of Buhl, it's either Hibbing Sheriff's Officer or Deputy Thornton.
Okay.
But you don't add their numbers onto your reports. This is just strictly what you guys are doing, right? The number of officers that come.
No, I don't look to see which ones are doing it. It's just, if Marty's not working and a call comes up, excuse me, Hibbing deputy covers it, so.
Right.
And then I go through all the calls, so I'm not always working. I go through all the calls and see if there's any highlights or anything that I'm not aware of in that, so I'll just bring those up, but, so. The only other thing I have is the bosses are kind of inquiring about the status on the Buhl squad car. I know Diana sent a letter to Sheriff Littman asking if he would be willing to supply a squad car. He replied back with a letter of no. So the Buhl squad, as we talked in March, is getting up there in age. It's going to be 7 years old. It's got 106,000 miles on it now. By the end of the year, it could be, well, obviously it's be higher than that. I don't know. I don't keep track how many miles he puts on a month, but a normal deputy out in the county, they're putting on 3,000 miles a month in the squad car. And I know the sheriff's office, we routinely rotate them out every 3 years because the patrol deputy's putting on, like my car is 3 years old, I've got 90,000 miles on it, so. I guess their stance or beliefs that potentially in the near future that thing could be considered unsafe as a patrol car to be able to patrol with high miles in that age, so. Granted, he is a city officer working in the city, but he's also a deputy that could end up running high speed too. If there's no Hibbing or if there's a Hibbing deputy working alone, he doesn't have a partner. Deputy Thornton might be his partner, so.
Right.
They're kind of looking for a stance or what you guys intend to do with the car.
Well, things beyond our control, we're into a real numbers crunch
Right.
for next year. And
So I think we're suffering from the same problem that Officer Littman was talking about with us, and that, budgets are tight.
Right.
But we see our car as probably getting most of the mileage out in the county rather than in the streets of Buhl.
Right.
And this last car took quite a beating from our last.
Yeah.
So we just thought maybe it's time to work something out together, and I think we will maybe not take no for an answer, but continue discussing with him and see if we can come to some kind of terms so we can move forward with it, because we sure don't have the money to buy a car this year, and we can put some money aside for it, and I think we plan to do that in our budget, but we're not prepared to pay for one, and maybe he could meet us halfway even.
Yeah, I mean, that's entirely up to Sheriff Littman.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
So
I have no,
we'll,
zero control.
right. We won't get you in the middle of that dogfight.
So basically, I'll just report, there is no money for a car for 2017. And you guys are gonna continue to ask him for some support or whatever.
Right.
We did start budgeting for our car, didn't we? Correct.
yes.
Right.
Last year, or for the 2016 budget, we budgeted some money to set aside, and we're gonna be budgeting again for 2017 to set some money aside, but it's just not enough.
No.
The quotes we received were like 37 to 40,000.
Right. There's no doubt something's gonna have to be done, because I mean, at 106, I mean, if that car goes another year,
No.
I mean, he's gonna be, I think he'll be well over 150,000 miles.
Right.
And that's not gonna work for patrol cars.
And it is nickel-ing.
Yeah, and
I mean,
with everything
granted,
that's
the
happened
motor's probably good
to it.
again now for a while, but
Right.
the drivetrain becomes questionable.
I mean, it's not heard of anymore, but I mean, before, we used to have the squad car stay here. So all the miles they get put on it,
Right.
Yeah,
and I know, I wasn't obviously around here when Broad Deputy Kick was working or whatever, but there was an agreement that he eventually was able to take it home and that, so.
Yeah.
When they are, say, patrolling Buhl and they assist on an outside call, does the county pay anything toward his wage?
I don't believe so, no. I mean, it's kind of like if Deputy Thornton got a bad call in Chisholm or in Buhl, that multiple agencies ended up coming to, we don't charge Chisholm for coming over to
They all assist each other.
help us.
Right.
Well,
Well, they enhance our law enforcement coverage here and we enhance theirs.
Right, I just, just last, I don't know, it was this week, I believe, Chisholm was over helping us over in a call here, so I mean, it goes both ways.
Right.
Mullen Iron, same thing.
Yeah.
Buhl, Mullen Iron, Chisholm were pretty close together when they need help or, for calls or whatever, so.
I think Officer Thorne is doing an excellent job too. I've heard a lot of good things about him.
oh yeah.
And he's very helpful. But he's got common sense though. I mean, he's not afraid to stop somebody and let them know, but he's very fair and even-handed. No, but he's also not afraid to write a ticket if you got it coming. So I like that a lot. He's very even-handed. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Clerk's report. Do you want to report to us?
I don't have much to report, just busy working on budget stuff. Absentee voting has begun, so if anybody needs to do absentee voting, they can come to City Hall or call and we'll mail them out a ballot and applications. And I did get a letter from USA Gain, that of the bin that they had down at our garage here, they're pulling it out. So we will no longer have that here.
Okay.
They're kind of pulling a lot of their bins out around the area because it's just not feasible for them anymore.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Council additions to the agenda. I would like to add budget meeting time to the agenda. We can talk about that at the end. Oh yes, and resignation and application to the library board. So, okay. Anybody wishing to address the council? Gary, you gonna talk to us tonight? No?
Tonight.
Okay. Consent agenda minutes. Did you read through the minutes? What do we have?
Well, I just wanted to let people know too that hydrant flushing will be beginning October 17th through the 23rd
All right.
as well.
October 17th through the 23rd, hydrant flushing. Signs will be up down at the post office and up here at City Hall, so keep your eye out for the hydrant flushing coming up. Okay. Okay. Council minutes?
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes from the September 20th meeting.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Claims?
I'll make a motion that we accept the gross payroll for pay period number 20 of $11,870.24.
Turn the page.
And turn the page.
Maybe
Yep.
some more, yeah. You want to do the whole amount?
The total amount is $32,378.76. Support.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Resolution 1629, accepting the purchase agreement with Justin Renner of Custom Solutions. I have a question about this for you, I think, Todd. Diana and I were talking about this agreement and this giving him first option to buying additional lots after this first sale goes through. He wanted something like that, and we've done that before when we've had developers come in, but Diana was concerned that maybe there'd be a time frame on it, so we put in 10 years. My question is, if he has a first option or first right of refusal for one lot, and he says, no, I want to build on this, and a year goes by and he hasn't built on it, and someone comes forward and wants it, can he then again have right of refusal, or is it a one-time deal per lot? Do we have to be clear on that in
I
here?
think we should be clear on that. I think we should say it's a one-time,
One time per
right,
lot.
First refusal, so that we don't have to worry about coming back.
Holding things up if we have other people interested. So.
Because that's what the intent is, right? I mean, that's.
Right. I think that was our intent, was that if some interest came and somebody wanted to buy a lot, he'd have the first option to say, no, I'll buy it and build now, according to the terms.
Right.
So should we just add that line in here tonight? Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So number 8, renters shall have the first right of refusal on additional lots at Stubler Pit Addition until October 2026. One right of refusal per lot.
Yes.
With that being put in there, can we go ahead with this resolution, or we have to talk to him again?
I think we can pass a resolution, and if he isn't happy with that term, he can say something about it at that point, but if he's ready to go, I think he'd like to get moving on
Yes.
it, and I don't think that'll be a deal breaker for him.
I don't see how it would, but, you know.
I mean, and he might have assumed that anyway, but I know with all things legal, it's nice to be clear from the start.
If he has a problem with it, he can always approach the council and we could talk about doing an amendment to the resolution at some later time.
And I noticed also that we had brought up that deal about only 4 lots per year. Remember we had talked about that?
Oh,
That he could do? That's all he could handle? He had said it too, and he had agreed upon that. It'd be, you know, it'd be
That is not in
a cap of 4 lots per year. He couldn't come in like, say, next year now and buy 10 lots. That can't happen.
unless he can build on them within the amount of time that he's got to build on them. That'd be a huge risk on his
If he
part.
buys the 10 lots and he doesn't complete construction within 1 year on each and every one of the
That's
10
true.
lots, each and every one of the ones that he's not complete construction on within that 1 year period of time, the city would have the right to have title revert to it.
Well, certainly, then what do we do with them? You know?
Well, we're in no worse shape.
Yeah.
I don't think it
No.
would work.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't want that sort of a modification in the resolution. Nothing wrong with that. But maybe then we should come back and do this at the next meeting.
Well, I mean, that's okay. I mean, like you say, after that 1 year, if it isn't, well, we can always hash out between us and him about how many
Yes.
lots per year. So,
Sir.
Does this then get, so if we have another interested party, he gets the first
Say
choice to
so.
buy the lot?
Right. If he
So then
can,
if he buys that lot that they were interested in, they say, well, I want lot 15, and then does he has the option again to buy that lot?
right. But he's got those time frames for building on them.
Is the purchase price the same for each and every one of the lots? Are we gonna sell them all for 5,000
Yes.
from here to eternity? Okay.
as is, we've cut the price of them in half.
And
I was just asking.
with things moving out there, I think it's only fair that we give him a chance to be the one who capitalizes on any interest that
I
starts
think we
out
should
there.
just sell one lot at a time. One lot, and then if he wants another one, he can come buy another one. Somebody else comes and buys one, wants to buy one, they should be able to buy it.
The only thing, when we met with him, if you remember, his biggest concern was having another contractor come in
Right.
and start up.
Right, it's just not fair to him. He's taking a risk developing, and developers do that.
He was not worried about the individual person coming in
Right.
to buy a lot.
Right.
It was another developer trying to come in and grab all the rest of them or buy everything. Right. You know? So
That'd
that's,
have to come before council also, I mean, we could say no to that.
Problem, but,
Oh, yeah.
right, the thing I think about is,
Right.
him that I'd be thinking about is councils change over
Right.
time. And so it may or may not be the same 5 people that he's talking to. I represent this body.
Right.
I don't represent him, but I'm just saying if I'm him, I'm probably thinking in those terms. It's one thing I'm worried about anyway.
but he also made a statement, he said, an individual comes in, they want to buy a lot. He said, who knows? He said, they might want me to put the house up. He said, so he said, I have no problem with that.
True, I just worry the way it's worded that he could, potentially buy them all up and then nobody, if we do have a citizen that would like to buy a lot down there, and, well, then they have to wait another year.
That's a lot of money to invest in buying up all those lots, because if
Well,
he
I know.
doesn't meet the terms, he's out that money and the lot. So,
I think we do have a certain protection factor there for the city. And like I say, you know, talking with him, he was not worried about an individual private citizen coming in to buy a lot.
No.
That's not his concern. So,
So, the developer comes and says he wants to buy a lot, we have to go through Justin?
oh yeah, yeah, we're not gonna let another developer move in on him if he starts, he's the one who's taking the risk to get it started, and if he gets an
On
interest
that one
going.
lot. You know,
It's in that whole area though. I mean, if it
Just-
brings interest to that area,
I know, but
you wouldn't let another developer come in and
he
take
told me, he
over.
said that, he told us that the maximum that he could do per year would be 4 lots.
Yeah.
That was the maximum. And do 4 houses. And do 4 after that if those go.
Right.
And if those 4 don't sell right away and what have you, he's not interested in starting 4 more.
Right,
So it all, his development on this property is all related to the sales.
right.
They don't
And
sell.
we've got so many guidelines as to what the house has to be like, that they're gonna be nice homes. He's gonna do nice work, I have no doubt.
I think we do take advantage of this, you know, and
Yeah,
because we gotta get something started, get something with the
It's been
eyeballs.
sitting too long
can see.
already.
And it's been sitting there for a long time.
yeah.
has been. But maybe if he puts one house up, maybe somebody will go, wow, I can do that too.
That's
Then we
why
have to
you
go
give
through
him a
Justin.
chance. That's why you give him a chance to actually,
And he says, no, I want that, and then we gotta give it to him.
yeah. That's what we do with developers. We've done it through the years with developers here. If they're willing to take the chance and put the first one up, because there's a chance too, it'll sit.
I know, we're
So
giving him a
he's
chance.
taken the,
But somebody looks at it and says, I can do that too. We have to go through Justin if he wants to buy the property first.
right,
Well, he's the one that put up all the risk, and if someone else
Right.
says, boy, that gravy looks good from here, why should we let him into the dinner table when someone else did all the work to get him there?
yeah.
I mean, I can see both sides.
I'm just saying, I don't think it's, I think we should strike that from the agreement where we give him the first choice of buying a lot. But, I mean,
I'm afraid that might be a deal breaker. I wouldn't take the risk if I were in his shoes and a developer.
there's
You
bigger.
can have one lot, and then if anybody else wants to move in on what you got going, if it turns out okay, that's really an unfair way to go with a developer. I don't think you find any developers who would agree to terms like that. They expect that they've got some leverage because they're the ones taking the risk to get it started. We're hoping it's gonna go,
Right.
and so is he. He's putting money into it.
I'm just saying, if somebody comes and says they want to buy it, then we have to go through Justin to see if he wants to buy that lot.
Right.
And if he, I guess we
And if he does, we're not out anything because something's still gonna get built.
Okay.
I just see preferring the developer who's willing to give us a chance to start it.
I have no problem with kind of protecting him against other developers.
that's-
I was just
I looked at
concerned
it.
if
Private citizens
If a
want.
citizen wanted to build and they, let's say, had a contractor
Right.
that they've used in the past,
Right,
and he can say, well, no, I'm gonna buy it.
Okay.
That was my only concern. I don't have a problem with protecting him from somebody else coming in and buying all the lots.
My impression of what he said is that he would not have a problem with an individual private citizen coming in there. And he said, I might get lucky enough that they want me to put up their house. you
Right.
know. He said, if they got another contract to put up their house, he says, so be it. That's the way it is, you know, but. But like I say, the most he could handle for 1 year, he said, was 4 lots.
right.
And that might drop down too. All depends.
Then again, why, I don't know, why are the city of Buhl protecting him? You know, that's,
we're encouraging him is what we're doing. We're trying to encourage him. And if you say you can take all the risk on the first one, and then if it goes and anybody else wants in on the gravy, too bad for you. I don't think you'd have him here long.
No. Well, I'm gonna make a motion to adopt resolution 1629.
With that addition of the one. I'll support that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Roll call?
Counselor Lehman?
Yes.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Counselor Larson?
Yes.
Counselor Keithley?
Yes.
Mayor Swanson?
Yes. John, you're up. You want to get paid?
Yeah, smile, yeah.
Oh. All right, this is for the Whiteside Avenue project.
Invoice number 3. Have you been by the project there, John, looked at stuff?
Yeah, a few times. Yeah, they were actually supposed to get it paved this morning according to some of the bituminous, but it wasn't quite ready. All the class 5 wasn't in.
Oh,
So I think the Knife Lake, another subcontractor is supposed to be here. I thought this afternoon, but it sounds like tomorrow to do the rest of the flat work for the driveways.
okay.
There was a little bit of sidewalk to put in on the bottom of Roberts.
It's gonna be raining all day tomorrow. Are they gonna be able to do that?
And I talked to Tony, or Wasabi Bituminous, and they want to get the first lift in, you know, because they gotta come back and adjust the manholes and everything.
Sure.
So,
They're going to meet their deadline?
not a completion date, September 30th. And when we actually wrote one change order at the request of the contractor, to extend it from September 15th to September 30th, so yeah, he's not substantially complete. I doubt if he'll be by the end of the week, maybe. I know it's supposed to really, weather's supposed to turn even Thursday and Friday, it's going to even be worse. But he's well aware of that.
Okay,
Here we go again.
yeah.
I see they do have all the paving equipment sitting in.
It is there.
Yeah, I see that.
Wasabi
Lots of
must be ready
staging
to
going
go
on.
Yeah,
As soon as
Yeah,
it's,
it looks like they're ready.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we didn't really run into too many unknowns. I mean, you know, actually the water line on Whiteside was, actually it was replaced a long time ago, so we didn't have to put the new hydrant in and
oh,
do a couple things like that, but, you know.
Does he have a reason why he's lagging behind like this?
I just think he got a late start, you know. You know, the contract, let's see, he actually started around September 12th. You know, so he estimate goes to the 28th, and I can't remember when we did this thing. It was awarded the contract.
Yeah,
It was in July or maybe
Right.
June when we.
June or July, yeah, yeah.
I mean, just looking at the, Paul, when you looked at it, they had a lot of dirt work there, didn't they? On that.
Well, they did some, you know, yeah, some cutting and filling. I guess they've been pretty steady on it. I haven't seen too many days there wasn't somebody here.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And I'm glad to see that they're here to pave it already. I was surprised because it didn't look ready to me either. That's why.
When I was there on Monday, yesterday, didn't look like it was ready.
Yeah,
They got 2 guys hauling in class 5 trying to shape it. It's gonna take a lot more, well, not a lot, but enough more class 5 to get it ready. And then Nemenich will come by and do the final grading with his grader. But it wasn't even close, so.
right.
I make a motion that we go ahead with invoice 3 from JPJ Engineering.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So we have pay request.
Yeah, my question, John, in the contract, there was like zero signage down there.
Yeah, we
Is
talked
it-
about that.
Yeah, that was
I mean,
bad.
there was times there was 3.5 foot drop in the street and
Right.
nothing.
Nothing
Yeah.
Not
there.
even a berm or,
We had a number of conversations, even when I drove by there today, he didn't have
isn't none.
much for signs up there.
Nothing.
We'll remind them again. But in the contract, basically, we have traffic controls incidental to the project. We reference them in
Right?
traffic control manuals, and on small urban projects like this, we don't put them up with the detour plan.
Well,
Gotta maintain traffic.
you have to keep people from driving
Yeah, wrecking their vehicles
where
and
they
suing
shouldn't be or somebody getting hurt.
But yeah, it's in the contract to provide traffic.
But there's no, there's not a line item.
But Paul, when we met with John here a week ago or so, we brought that up, that there was nothing there.
Right.
No signage, no nothing, and they were gonna get notified on that. Okay. Diana, did we hear anything from the county by the end of today? Nothing, as far as signing off on that money?
No.
total work completed to date.
Now, are we gonna be able to swing this then for that 93,000?
Well, we do have to pay it, but then we get reimbursed from CDBG.
Right.
We have to pay it up
Right.
front.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So the recommendation is a little different. Okay, it's on this page, all right.
Yeah.
Is the total,
The total
that's
is
the total?
140.
What is it?
148,
Okay.
722.
Okay.
So they want
Do we have a substantial amount out yet?
two-thirds.
Yeah, I'd say it's easily, I mean, that's, I think, a good pay request. It's that far done, you know?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not happy about the signage. But there's not much we can-
Okay.
Not happy about the late start either and running behind schedule again. I hope they can get it completed. I hope the weather holds out.
Well, I'll make a motion, we approve the partial pay estimate number one for $93,442.95 to Tony's Construction.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, John.
We were gonna talk about, I don't know, Diana, about the CDBG.
Yeah, we can,
You want to talk about that now?
no, it's not.
It's not, but we could talk about it now as long as you're here, John.
Yeah, we met last week, talked about the I&I issues and some things about, and some other projects. And the CDBG application process has started, and the pre-apps are due October 17th. And last year, of course, that funded Whiteside. We had a couple other projects, the alley east of Grant Street, which got a number of patched water.
Broken lines
water-
during the winter.
patches on it.
Yeah,
And then we talked about some of the flow pressure at the trailer court. And what can we do? Basically, what's happened there is that area, the trailer court's being fed with a 4-inch line from Roberts. And it goes to a 6-inch line that moves through Summer Pit. But then when it comes up on I call it West Pennsylvania, the loop road that goes down.
right.
And all next down to a 4-inch again, so. And it did some flow testing, and like when it flushes a hydrant and stuff, the pressure's really low in the trailer park area. And one thing we looked at was, well, we need to get at least one more loop, a bigger size loop in there, you know. Eventually, Roberts that whole Memorial Addition is an old part of town that, have to be improved over.
Right.
And we increase the pipe size anytime we do those reconstructions, but taking a water line from about where South Memorial ties in.
Right.
Where the
Right.
roads start. By there's
By
a
the park.
6-inch line there, and move that back and connect to the 6-inch we had on Stellar. So we'd actually have 3 feeds into the trailer park as opposed to 2, and one being a 6-inch. And we provide a cost estimate of about $90,200 is the total estimated project cost. It wouldn't be much restoration, we kind of keep it on the south side of the road there, kind of in the park.
Yeah.
We're not going through the park. We are,
Right.
making it.
That's also going to improve the water pressure for the Stubler Pit developed area
Yeah,
too.
but the thing is, it's not that far of a distance and it's gonna cost that much, eh?
Well, we figure it's about 800 feet.
Okay.
So I have, you use $60 a foot, that's 48,000. You gotta have a hydrant.
Yeah.
Hydrants are almost $5,000 nowadays.
Yeah, it's-
Right. And there's a real safety factor there too with that low pressure.
Cut across the road, and there's a patch.
Wow.
Anytime we provide cost estimates like this, it kind of includes not only the construction cost, it includes the contingency and all, engineering cost and any other costs with the project. So the 90,000,
Yeah.
we try to estimate the total project cost, not just the construction, so.
Right, right.
Construction is actually closer to 70,000.
But we will need a motion tonight to move ahead with this CDBG grant
This is
application,
just a pre-app.
so we don't need one tonight yet.
One in November. we'll have a
Okay.
resolution and everything.
So this is just an FYI that this is a project that we're looking at for next year. It maybe wasn't slated to be our next project, but with you guys going out and checking all the hydrants too, that helped us to find where we had a
Question I have is,
safety factor.
sorry,
Go ahead.
would that tie into Robert Street all the way down? Right here?
I think you know.
Would it tie in all of these as well?
Well, it would
Pressures?
come, yeah, it would come, let's see.
It's gonna loop.
Oh, yeah, the water line that's right about there
Yeah,
is 6-inch.
which is medium pressure, all right.
Well, there's a lot of fluid in that,
Well, there's, right in that one area, there's 3 hydrants that are all very low pressure.
This might help it, Ted.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's what I'm hoping.
it loops,
Yeah.
so it should, I hope. Yeah.
Let's hope somebody will give us some money.
And the pre-app is due in October, the formal app's in December 1st, so, we got that alley project to it, it doesn't commit to city, but maybe we want to throw both projects at CDBG, in the pre-app, and then what happens is representatives from the county will come by and kind of discuss it and look at it, and maybe we'd have to, tone it down to one project, but if you want to keep both projects.
May as well
on the
try.
table
Yeah,
anyways.
sure.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
So with that, the alley project was about $80,000, the trailer court loop would be about 90, so it's about a total of $170,000 without committing any city share to it now. And when we get together, we'll have to have a resolution actually at one of your November meetings to submit the formal app, so.
Okay. That sounds good, John. Is that it? All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
Thank you. All right. Special meeting dates, interviews for finance manager. We've got to set some dates here. Would like to schedule interviews for the week of October 17th. So 2 dates. yeah.
Well,
Council meeting is the 18th.
right. What's convenient for you?
We could do, well, I don't know what everybody's schedule is like, but I know previously we've done, before a council meeting, we've done like a 4:30 or 5 start time where we've done a couple, and then we've done either that Wednesday or Thursday, a couple more.
Depending on how many applicants.
So,
So you're thinking like on Tuesday, the 18th? at 4:30.
That'd be our council meeting.
Right,
But do it
before.
beforehand. Like it start at 4:30
And see if we can get a couple in.
Yep.
5:30, 4:30.
And then look, shoot for the other date would be what, Thursday or Wednesday?
Wednesday or Thursday, depending on everybody's schedule.
4:30.
4:30.
And would you want to do 4:30 on a Wednesday also?
Should we go the next night?
I think
Try and-
the sooner the better.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll go
19th.
4:30.
And
both
4:30
days.
again? Excellent.
All right. So can I have a motion? Do we need a motion to, I suppose we better. Yeah, it's an open meeting. so-
I'll make a motion that we make October 18th at 4:30 for interviews and Wednesday, the 19th at 4:30 also.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. All right. Banyan data,
Yeah,
pay support, fund support.
gots to do it.
Yep, $1,590
It's the same cost
every year.
that it's been for the last 2 years.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we renew Banyan Data Systems support for $1,590.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Oh, yes, more fun.
Yeah.
Our senior center roof had a bit of a leak and Dan did some patching and he said the rubber roof is deteriorating, so we are going to,
He says the rubber is very brittle.
so. we'll
Do you
get some-
remember when that roof was put on?
No. Do you?
Boy, I want to say it wasn't that long ago, but maybe it was just a patching deal. I don't know.
I looked through all the senior center file folder and their depreciation records and there's nothing on
Oh, okay.
for any roof.
Yeah, I don't know when really.
It might have been some patching work then I got done.
Yeah.
No, I thought. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
So, do you want a motion to move ahead and get bids or
Or just the idea, it's something to take a look and see.
get some quotes for us?
Make a motion, we have get some quotes on the senior center roof.
I'll support that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. All right, to the additions, budget meeting time. In past years, I think during the budget time of year, October and November meetings, we've moved the date up, the time of our meeting up to 6 o'clock rather than 6:30 to get an earlier start to go through the budgets and a little earlier in the evening too. So if the council is all in favor of doing that, we again need a motion to change the meeting time for the next 3 meetings, basically, October and November meetings to 6 PM for budget.
I'll make a motion, our next 3 meetings involving the budget, that we move our starting time to 6 PM.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carried. I need a motion to accept the resignation of Jessica Fox from the library board.
I'll make
She's
a
moved.
motion to accept her resignation.
I'll support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. And then I would like to put the name of Renee Loeffler forward for a seat on the library board. She's let us know that she's interested in serving, so.
I'll make a motion, we appoint Renee Loeffler to the library board.
Support.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Any other business?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. This meeting's adjourned.